Like you said, pitching it takes a very well-rounded pitching staff to get far, especially to Omaha. So I would say our expectations, as far as that goes, is keep everybody healthy for one, and to kind of live in the moment. You know, it's real easy for us to look at our second weekend against Mizzou. They roll in here and not focus on, you know, Illinois State, for instance. And so I would say that's one of our biggest expectations, is to stay in the moment and kind of lock in and do it day for day, because it's such an everyday grind.
What does this team need to do to get where you want to go? Where do you need to improve from last season?
I would say experience. We have a lot of guys that are going to get. We have a lot of guys that are going to get multiple ABs this year. We have a battle at third base right now, and I know second base we're going to go in and out. So I would say in the lineup, get a little bit more experience. Fortunately, we're going to start scrimmaging soon, inter-squatting, okay, and that will give a lot of guys to see our pitching staff. And if they hit our pitching, we're pretty confident they can hit anybody's pitching. So just as many ABs as we can roll them in there every weekend, and every inter-squad will be the best for the experience. Everyone's goal is to win a conference championship and be champions and do all this stuff, but I firmly believe that goals are overrated in a sense, because it kind of distracts you from what I said, the day-by-day grind in baseball. So I would say our goal is to live in every weekend and every game and every pitch, and what happens, and we have enough talent to do what we want with it.
I'm very excited, very excited. We ended last year in the runner-up. And I think it's a lot of motivation for us this year, and so everybody's been working hard in the off season and the fall to prepare for the spring. We have to win our weekend games, of course, but I think with our pitching this year, we have a lot more healthy guys, so it's going to help us in the midweek this year winning those games, because we're going to have more arms. I think this year we've had a lot of scrimmages with each other in the fall. We're going to scrimmage a lot before we start playing, and we've had live ABs, so it's going to help pitchers and hitters, because we've already been kind of ready for this spring.
You know, what we do in baseball is we spend an ample amount of time in the fall trying to implement systems, evaluate personnel, as much time on the field as you can, knowing that this kind of stuff can happen in February, so in January. So preparation of a team is not just a couple weeks prior to a season; it's actually a couple months prior to a season, or 5 or 6 months. So. And you hope you have enough experience coming back, and lettermen coming back that have been through the wars, that know what game day is like. Well, we've got a number of position players that received, you know, significant playing time last year. Now, none of them played major key roles in our offensive plan. Okay, so we're going to rely on some new guys offensively that weren't at the forefront of our offensive team last year. Bryce Beeler, Tucker Tubbs, Keaton Aldridge, Carter White. Sophomores that had a lot of at-bats for freshmen, but they weren't the integral part of the offense. The integral part of the offense are all gone, and so you put guys in new roles, new expectations, but they have experience to do it. College baseball teams that make it to Omaha, that make it deep in postseason, from innings 6 through 9, they've been able to sustain or elevate what they're throwing at the opponent. We've always been a kind of a scratch your head, let's figure out what we can do. Maybe we have one guy that's a closer. Now we've got guys that can factor in and fill roles in those innings 6, 7, and 8. Where I think that's where we've elevated who we are as a pitching staff. Yeah, a lot of interesting dynamics this year with the 100. We're doing some celebration stuff with the 100-year banquet. The number of former players that have caught wind of this and are getting on board with it. It's been really fun to watch. And then the last year in Conference USA, you know, it's exciting because of the step forward that we're going to get to take. And you know, new travel, new challenges that await us, but it's also kind of, you know, this is probably the best baseball league that this university has been a part of in the history of baseball. In the 100-year history of the program, this is by far the top flight baseball, the most top flight baseball conference they've been a part of. So it's kind of sad to leave that also.